Hello everybody, Jake here and welcome to the hobby. Today I am picking up an early Christmas present to myself, and that is the Pokemon Trading Card Game Classic. This thing was originally retailing for $400 and I picked it up from Sam's Club for $180, which is a massive markdown from its original retail price. The listing on Sam's Club was $195. I had some extra Sam's Club cash is what they call it. So I was actually able to pick up this box for $180, which is a steal. It's actually a really affordable price. And this is really going to show that patience is really important in the hobby. The hobby is all about patience, and it's a very long journey. Sometimes people, I think, are thinking way too short term. And so I'm going to bring up an actual article. So I'm going to show you that I am not misremembering what happened to this box. This is an actual Sports Illustrated article that came out about this box over a year ago. The Pokemon Trading Card Game Classic is sold out despite the $400 price tag. If there's one thing that can be expected from the Pokemon TCG community, it's complaining about something the company did and then buying it anyway. This time around, it's the expensive Pokemon Trading Card Game Classic set. The Pokemon TCG Classic set sells out. Despite outrage, it appears that the set is already sold out. Pre-orders for the Classic set went live on September 21st, 2023, last year, and it sold out in under 1 hour. You won't be able to find original listings for the set anywhere, most likely due to die-hard collectors and scalpers alike. This response to the set will most likely make it worth the $400 price tag that was originally dissed. With it being so difficult to find the Classic set, the contents will go up in value online when the set comes out on November 17th, 2023. For now, you can try to get a pre-order of your own at Best Buy or Target. There has been no date for those pre-orders just yet. And I can bring up numerous articles on Reddit and all kinds of other social media posts that are very similar to this, where this box went online on the Pokemon Center and it sold out immediately, and there were people FOMOing and really frustrated that they didn't get themselves a copy at $400 at release. And it did sell out, but you know what? Right now, a year after release, a year after you could pre-order these, go check on the Pokemon Center online right now, and this box is still available at $400. It has not officially sold out. A lot of people think to take the Pokemon Center as gospel, and whenever something sells out, it's gone for good. But that really isn't the case. They put up stuff for restock all the time. And here we go, another box that is back on stock. And I didn't pick it up at $400. There were scalpers listing this for $600, and there were eBay buyers picking this box up for well over $600. So sometimes being patient is all it takes to get some really good deals in the hobby. So what does this box contain? It contains 360 card decks featuring Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise, 3 deck boxes, 3 sets of card sleeves, 1 2-player game board, 1 toolbox with a randomizer. Is that just like a D20 die? I'm assuming that's what it is. 2 sets of damage counters and coins, and 2 sets of condition markers. So you get yourself 3 decks and a giant game board. Was this ever really worth $400 to someone? Maybe. For me personally, I wanted to pick this up because it's a really good value for me, and I'd like to have a copy of every single version of the original base set trio. So obviously this has a copy of Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise, so I had to pick it up eventually. And we are going to use this giant jumbo game board for me and my friends to actually play on. So at the end of the day, I think this is good value for me. I've never seen one of these cracked open before, so I'm excited to crack it open for a really good value. We got ourselves 3 decks inside of the box, so I'm going to crack these bad boys open and see the cards inside. The actual board is very hard to describe. If I could describe this giant board game in 3 words, it would be big, heavy, and ugly, because that's pretty much what it is. It's very big, it's very heavy, and it's very ugly. It's a very giant black design with no details really. It's nice and heavy and it looks quality, but they could have not gone with a more boring design. Could any of these boxes be any more bland or ugly? They could have put anything on here. Why not have Venusaur's artwork or Charizard's artwork on each one of these? Have a little bit of color. Why don't these boxes have a gold rim around them? Anything else? It's just very, very plain. And I just don't see it being even looking cool, you know? This is not a cool display product. It doesn't really look good on display in any way. And I think the decks are going to be interesting. I do play the Pokemon TCG, so I'm going to be excited to see the cards for myself and the conditions that they are in. We got ourselves a Ho-Oh EX, and it does come with the classic collection stamp right there so that you know that this Ho-Oh came from this specific box. We got ourselves the holographic reverse energy cards. They do look really, really pretty. We got ourselves fire energy and lightning energy in here, and ooh, the holographic reverse double energy cards. All the cards being holographic reverse is actually really nice. That's a nice little premium throw-in. I wonder if these decks are actually fun to play. We got ourselves the holographic reverse or holo rare Charmander. I guess it's not a holographic reverse. They just have a nice holo pattern. Looks good. 1 copy of Charmander, 2 copy of Charmander, 1 Charmeleon, 2 Charmeleon. I guess they only give us a single Charizard inside of this box, right? That's my assumption. I've never seen one of these be cracked open before. Why is this holographic reverse switch so fancy compared to all the other ones? Is it because it's a newer switch? We got ourselves a new version of the Ultra Ball. Okay, they do have the old card back. We got ourselves the holo rare Charizard. We do only get a single Charizard. That's a little bit unfortunate. All right, I got to sleeve up this card. I am not going to be playing with these decks. You can play with these decks, but I've reviewed the deck list itself, I think, and there really isn't a reason for me to play these decks specifically. So for me, this is a very expensive Charizard card. I'd much rather have it graded and displayed than to actually play with this deck. So we are going to sleeve it up. If you would like to purchase this, you know, giant board game for 180 bucks and actually play with these cards, I think that's completely fine. It's your product. You can do what you want with it. It is a really cool box. We got ourselves a newer looking Ponyta, Rapidash. Man, I feel like I'm going through my Pokemon TCG pocket deck. Oh, we got ourselves a base Pikachu. That's pretty neat. Raichu, Voltorb, Electrode, Zapdos. Man, these are all looking really good. I almost want to grade the complete deck list, but I'm assuming, ooh, Milk Tank. Oh my goodness. Pat Flynn would really like that one. We got Boss's Order, Pokemon Fan Club, Rare Candy, Scorching Charcoal. All right. Of those bunch, obviously the one that people are going to want the most is going to be the Charizard. But yeah, in general, I really am picking up this whole entire box because I really wanted the base set cards. And is that really worth it? It's going to be up to you. I'm going to be using everything inside of this giant box, but I really wanted to purchase this and showcase the story of it. You can still find these classic collection boxes available in a lot of places. And the crazy thing is they released a Japanese version of this box that was going for below 200 US dollars. And that Japanese collection box is now going for above retail price. The Japanese version of this exact box is going for above retail price, and the English or international version is now going for below retail price. It really goes to show you the state the hobby is in, and this is so common when Japanese products actually becomes premium and actually increases in value, and then you have the English version which only starts expensive and goes down in value. This happens with so many sets. Most English sets start expensive and they get cheaper within the first 2 years. Whereas for most Japanese products, they start cheap and they get more expensive over time, which is where you think things would actually be. We got ourselves the Bulbasaur and the Venusaur, or the Ivysaur there. And let's see if we can find that Venusaur. I guess you do get copies of Oak and all of that inside of every single one of these. So those are going to be the duplicates. Where's this Venusaur? Ah, there it is. Nice copy of the Venusaur from the classic collection. So yeah, generally speaking, being patient with English product is the way to go. There are going to be English products that start expensive and get more expensive over time, and they never get cheaper, but that's usually not the case. In most cases, it's actually better to wait a little bit, because being patient is so important in this hobby. There's so many products that are just available well within 2 or even 3 years after release that you can continue to pick up them no matter how long you wait. These decks are extra weird too, because they're containing like EX cards inside with base set Pokemon cards. It's a real mashup of cards. It's not even a true classic collection the way that I thought it was going to be. You do get some original cards like this Mewtwo from the original base unlimited set, or I guess the first edition is really the exact same card. I mean, actually that's not true. It's not going to say first edition, and it's definitely not shadowless. So I guess it is a base unlimited Mewtwo. But in general, oh, the base Squirtle is actually really nice. But in general, this isn't even a true classic version of the TCG. It's more of like a mashup. So yeah, a very weird product. I don't think this thing needs to be $400, but I can't complain at $180, because at $180, I'm assuming it probably cost them more than $180 just to put together this giant box, because a lot of the expense comes inside of this really nice black felt board game box, which is okay. I'm gonna actually try to play on this and feel if it works, but I think just regular playmat might even be better than this giant board game. So I'm gonna see how it actually feels to play on it. We got ourselves our Blastoise as well, looking really awesome. I do love the print on these. They look really high quality, which is nice. Let's look at the back card, and immediately we got a little bit of whitening on the very top. Of course we do. Of course we do. That's English quality control for you. So this is probably going to be like a PSA 9, which it is what it is. That's sort of what you can expect with any English product, no matter how premium. They're still going to mess something up. So, all right, this has been an early Christmas present for me, and I'm very happy with it. This is obviously one of those cases where, you know, you realize something is very expensive at the start and you don't pull the trigger on it. Could this box have truly sold out at $400 and it's now going for $800 to $1,000? Yes, it could. And if that's the case, I just wouldn't have it. And that's okay. I don't need to have every single collectible inside of my collection, right? If I miss out on this, it's not the end of the world. I'll just spend my money on something else. But if ever goes down in value, oh, it feels so good to pick it up at an affordable price, right? Because at this price point, I don't think $180 is a bad deal on this box at all, especially if you utilize the whole entire content. So we got ourselves the Blastoise, Charizard, and Venusaur right there. I think these 3 cards are alone make the box really worth it. I really like the Squirtle and the Pikachu and the Charmander and the Bulbasaur as well. I think these cards look really nice inside of their holo print run. So these are quality cards as well. I'm probably going to grade the set that I really want, because I can't afford to grade every single card inside of the deck. A lot of the other cards have really nice holo patterns as well, but we'll probably just give those away during probably next year's holiday giveaway. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed today's early Christmas present opening for me. And the lesson I learned out of this was that sometimes patience is really a virtue, and it's completely okay to hold on to your wallet, and sometimes the good deals will come. So this isn't going to work for every single product. I'm sure some things like the Pokemon Center Prismatic Evolutions box is still going to be very expensive, but there's always the chance that it goes out on stock and it just stays in stock for a year and a half. You just never know with how much some print runs are. So thank you so much for watching. Happy holidays. Hope you guys get some really good deals, and I'll see you guys next time.